had the power to bend time, I would make sure you were never born. Dude, I literally am going to freak out right now.
Why does every tech company every 6 months go, I think everything's getting a little boring. Why don't we change everything? Why don't we make everything look different?
You have a one-wish pillow, you have to use it. What are you wishing for? Bro, probably $1 billion. No.
If you haven't been living under a rock and spent even 5 minutes on the internet, chances are you've seen his face, or at least heard his voice. Hey, I'm TheToxicGizmo, and I'd like to welcome you all on this journey of the story of Joe Bartolozzi. Joe is one of the internet's favourite ranters, but behind the screaming persona lies one of the most fascinating success stories of modern creator economy. Because before he was an internet giant, Joe was just a quiet high school athlete who stumbled into a multi-million follower empire entirely by accident. This is a story of how a kid from New Jersey cracked the internet's most difficult algorithm. Long before the webcam and the streaming setup, Joe's world revolved around track and field, attending St. Augustine's Prep and an all-boys private school in Richmond, New Jersey. Joe wasn't a theatre kid or an inspiring filmmaker. He was a highly competitive athlete. He specialised in high jump, long jump, and hurdles. He had discipline, focus, and a completely normal life. He did what most teenagers did in 2019. He went to class, trained for track meets, played video games, and watched YouTube. But in early 2020, the world changed. Track seasons were cancelled, schools were shut down, and millions of teenagers were trapped in their bedrooms with nothing but a smartphone. In late 2019, at just 17 years old, Joe started posting on a relatively new app called TikTok. At first, it was just standard teenage humor, but as 2020 pandemic lockdowns took hold, Joe unlocked a comedic goldmine: the aggressive relatability. While most TikTok creators were trying to look perfect, dance smoothly, or follow aesthetic trends, Joe did the exact opposite. He leaned into the pure, unfiltered frustration. He yelled about things everyone secretly hated, but never expressed. Much to Joe's surprise, the algorithm absolutely loved it. His high-energy rants, wild facial expressions, and sudden burst of volume became instantly shareable memes. Within months, he went from a local track athlete to an international internet sensation, amusing billions of views. But as every internet creator eventually learns, short-form fame is a trap. The TikTok curse is real. Millions of creators blow up for 15-second videos only to discover their audience doesn't care about them. They just care about the quick hit of dopamine. When these creators try to move to long-form platforms like YouTube or live streaming on Twitch, their views usually collapse. But Joe broke the curse. Why? Because underneath the yelling, his audience realized Joe was generally charismatic. He didn't just yell at the camera, he knew how to tell a story. When he moved to YouTube, he expanded into unboxings, story times, and challenge videos. He also allowed his audience to see the real human behind the character. His long-term relationship with his partner grounded him. On Twitch, his community became legendary for trolling him, and Joe's real-time reactions created an interactive, highly loyal fan base that short-form video could never replicate. He transitioned from a passing viral trend into a permanent fixture of internet culture. Joe didn't change the internet culture with high-budget production, massive stunts, or a team of writers. He did it by sitting in a bedroom in New Jersey, turning on a camera, and being unapologetically himself, even if that self happens to be incredibly loud sometimes. He proved in an era of over-edited, hyper-polished content, raw authenticity and a little bit of therapeutic yelling are exactly what the world wants to see. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Joe's journey, make sure to hit subscribe.